Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really ripping the lid off a new set of sources. They're all focused on one e-commerce site, GetWatches.com. You might have seen it. It sells these branded timepieces. Our mission here is to get past the marketing. We want to identify the real customer red flags, the structural risks that you, as a buyer, need to know.
Exactly. And, your time is valuable. So is your money. We're synthesizing all these patterns from consumer complaints, digging into some of the hidden business practices. It's really a shortcut to spotting these high-risk vendors.
Okay, so let's just unpack this. Where do we start?
Let's start with what customers are actually experiencing, because this is where it gets really interesting. The most frequent complaints, they're all about delivery failure.
And we're not talking about a small delay, are we?
No, not a 2-day delay. We're talking about massive chronic delays. We're talking about shipments just going missing. Buyers are saying orders just vanish, sometimes after months of waiting.
And that's if the product even manages to get there.
Right, because if it does arrive, the complaints immediately pivot to quality. The watches reportedly look, well, vastly different from the ads. Poor finishing, inaccurate time. Some just break right out of the box. It points to this huge disconnect between what's marketed and what's real.
So they're just cheap, rebranded products, not premium items.
It certainly seems that way, yeah.
Okay, so structurally, why does that matter? If they're just rebranding existing stock, why are the delivery logistics so consistently broken?
It suggests a business model with basically zero inventory control. It's almost certainly heavy on drop shipping.
So they sell the item first.
They sell it first, then they scramble to go find it from some, external, probably very slow supply chain. And that model just collapses when the sourcing chain breaks.
Which would explain the customer service issues. That's the next big red flag we see. People describe it as unresponsive, dismissive even.
Of course, because refund requests get ignored, or you get these vague assurances that go nowhere. It tells you they probably won't honor their commitments.
And that lack of accountability, that points to deeper risks, right?
It absolutely does. Look, the domain is very new. The ownership details are aggressively hidden. A legitimate operation usually gives you clear ways to find out who's accountable. When that's all obscured, you have to be careful.
And it seems like they try to engineer a sense of trust to cover that up. The source material mentions manipulated customer reviews.
Oh, for sure. You can see the signs. A bunch of glowing reviews all posted around the same time. Very generic language like A+ seller instead of specifics about the product.
Yeah.
It's a classic way to look more established than you are.
So let's talk about that false sense of security. The site uses SSL encryption. They take credit cards, PayPal. I mean, doesn't that protection mitigate some of the risk?
That's a great question, and the answer is only partially. That kind of protection is reactive.
What do you mean by reactive?
It means you have to do all the work after something goes wrong. You're the one filing the dispute, gathering the evidence, arguing your case. So sure, you might get your money back eventually, but the whole process is high frustration. The overall risk is still extremely high.
So what does all this mean for someone who might be tempted by the site?
Well, the bottom line is you have to exercise extreme caution. The number one thing is to limit your financial exposure right away. And if you do decide to buy, use a payment method that has a really robust and easy chargeback process.
And the limited edition items.
Be very wary of those. The site's track record just doesn't suggest they can reliably deliver on premium promises.
So we'll leave you with a final thought on this. Given that a site's track record and its lack of transparency demand this much scrutiny, what elements of an e-commerce site, besides just the payment security logos, do you check first before making any purchase? Something to think about next time you click Add to Cart.